Hello and welcome back to the Emily Jo Show, Paranormal Edition, featuring me, your host, Emily Jo. How you doing? Hope you're doing good. Hope this finds you well. Hope this finds you terrified. For we are on our 4th episode in our paranormal series here on the Emily Jo Show. And so, without any further ado, let's go ahead and begin. This one is entitled The Castle and the Ouija Board. The setting, 2011-2012. A whole group of these boys, the majority of whom I knew from my hometown, all rented this giant half of a duplex in this fancy side of town. This was the official college party house, dubbed the Castle. One of the many nights I was hanging out at the castle, one of the boys went out and purchased a Ouija board from the then open Hastings. We were all fucking stoked and all fucking terrified to use it. About 10 of us bailed into this tiny ass closet and woke up the board. None of us had ever used one in real life, so we had no idea what the fuck we were doing. Being all boys and me, there were undoubtedly going to be some chaos, some fucking around with everyone and fake messages on the board. After a bit, everyone became serious and we started really attempting to contact a spirit through the board, but none of our questions were receiving any answers that made sense. The planchette just kept slowly creeping along the board, from letter to letter, backwards, over and over again. Now, this was 2012. We didn't know at all that this was a sign that an entity, not of the fun, jolly, haha variety kind, was attempting to take over the board. The planchette did this over and over, probably 5 or 6 times, before I mentioned that this seems like eerie, not too good of a sign of the type of messaging. All the boys agreed, but we all 5 had our hands on the handling the board itself, kept our hands fast on the creeping planchette. So we just all we need to stop doing this. Continued to have our hands on the planchette. Then everything stopped. The board halted its easy stroll and just stopped on the letter Z. After pausing there for some time, the planchette jerked underneath our hands, rushing over to the letter O. It went so fast, it truly felt like everyone's hands came off of the planchette by accident. The whole mood of the closet shifted. The whole mood of the closet changed, shifting the energy from joyous, fun, good time to dark and sinister, making me begin to feel nauseous despite only having a little bit of alcohol to drink. Z-O, 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 over and over again, until I called it quits. Said something is very, very off, and we have to say goodbye right the fuck now. There was no harassment of, oh, you're just being a pussy, or anything like that, in which you would expect from a group of college boys. Nope. Everyone was thoroughly freaked the fuck out, and very much so over this entire experience. We forced the planchette to say goodbye, blew out the candles, and stampeded out of the closet, and we never did that again. Turns out, years later, I came to find out that there's an alleged demon named Zozo that apparently likes to come through and take over Ouija boards and really fuck shit up. I am happy that everything worked out the way it did. That wasn't my last time with a Ouija, but certainly the eeriest. Yeah, that was some spooky shit. All of us in this walk-in closet jammed in there, and that thing was just going Z-O, 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 Z-O so fast that it's like, woo, full body chills. It was fucking spooky, and it took years for me to figure out that was some eerie bad business coming through the board. And I'm not like huge, I'm like, oh, it's a demon or anything like that, but that was definitely not some good juju. I'm not heavily Christian and all that jazz, but so I'm not like all demonizing the demons and all that jazz, but that was definitely a very unnerving experience, and I had never had any other type of shit like that with the Ouija board ever again. And I used them for divination for plenty of times and never ever received any type of message or any type of ill entity, anything like that. So I guess the moral of the story is, A, don't play with Ouija boards because you're probably not equipped, and B, if you do, be ultimately respectful. It is not a party trick. It is not a gag. It's not just for shits and gigs. It is some seriously creepy shit. Woo. So that concludes the 4th episode of the Emily Jones Show Paranormal Edition. Hug, hug, kiss, kiss.